Welcome to the 10-Minute Book Guide. What happens when the person hired to solve a murder is the one who committed it? Today, we are diving deep into the tech thriller Dead Money, a story that twists that very question into an unforgettable high-stakes conspiracy.
And with that line, the book just drops you right in. No warm-up, no gentle introduction. You're immediately in a dark, empty Silicon Valley office, and you know something terrible has just happened that's about to blow a multi-billion-dollar world wide open. And this is why it's such a big deal. $20 billion. That's the fortune tied to the victim, Trevor Canon, the genius CEO behind the tech company Journy. The stakes here aren't just life and death, they're the kind of wealth that can literally shape the world. So at first glance, you think you know what you're getting, right? It feels like a classic murder mystery. You've got this brilliant, difficult billionaire found dead in his own impenetrable penthouse office. All that money is up for grabs, it's the perfect setup. And Journy is the glittering empire at the center of it all. To the public, it's a rocket ship. You know, one of those Silicon Valley darlings that seems completely unstoppable, with its green bikes and scooters on every street corner. But as we're about to find out, what's behind the curtain is a very, very different story. Okay, now we get to the real hook of the story. The murder is just the match that lights the fuse. The real problem, the thing that sets a ticking clock on this entire situation, is a bizarre and brilliant complication cooked up by the victim himself. And this is who they call in to deal with the fallout, Mackenzie Clyde. Now, she's not a cop. She works for the venture capital firm that sank billions into Journy. Her job isn't about finding justice in the way you or I think about it. It's about protecting the investment, period. And this is the core of it all, the dead money provision. It is such a clever, almost cruel plot device. Trevor Canon basically set a trap from beyond the grave. If he's murdered, his $20 billion in stock gets frozen. Nobody can touch it. The company is completely paralyzed until a killer is caught and put on trial. It's the ultimate act of control. So you can imagine the pressure. The FBI is trying to solve a homicide, but for Mackenzie and the investors, the goal is much more urgent. They need to find a killer, frankly, any killer, and get them in a courtroom, just to unfreeze the money before the entire company collapses. Justice is suddenly just a means to a financial end.
The FBI is pretty sure from the jump that this was an inside job. It had to be. The killer knew the security layout, knew where the cameras weren't, and most importantly, they were someone Trevor Canon actually trusted. And believe me, that inner circle is a goldmine for motives. It's a classic cast of characters. You've got Eleanor, the COO, who is always cleaning up Trevor's disasters. Brady, the bitter co-founder he shoved out of the spotlight. Cassiopeia, the girlfriend and CMO who is clearly hiding something. Hugo, who is about to defect to a rival. And then there's Stanley Yu, the guy working on a top-secret project with Trevor, who is now completely missing. Right when you're busy trying to piece together this whodunit, the author pulls the rug right out from under you. All that drama, the $20 billion, that's just smoke and mirrors. The real prize, the real reason for the murder, is something infinitely more valuable. And this is where the book goes from being a great corporate thriller to something truly next level. It's no longer just about who gets the money. It becomes a conspiracy to control the future of technology itself, and it feels terrifyingly plausible. Here's the core deception of the entire novel. Journy, the company everyone thinks is a rocket ship, is actually a sinking one. It's burning through cash and about to go belly up. The real project, the thing Trevor was secretly pouring everything into, was an AI he called M1ND. And let's be super clear. M1 isn't just a fancy algorithm. The book describes it as a true, honest-to-God artificial general intelligence, the kind of invention that doesn't just disrupt an industry but changes the entire planet. So suddenly, everything shifts. The killer wasn't after Trevor's stock, which was basically worthless anyway. They were after M1ND, a piece of tech so powerful it makes $20 billion look like chump change. The murder wasn't a crime of passion or greed. It was a heist for the future. But wait, it gets even better. Just when you think you've figured it out, okay, so some shady group is trying to steal this world-changing AI. The story reveals its final jaw-dropping twist. And the truth is way more personal and way more diabolical. For my critic's take, I have to say the structure of this plot is just genius. It's built like a set of Russian nesting dolls. The outer doll is the simple murder mystery.
You open it up, and inside is a bigger conspiracy about stealing the AI. But inside that is the real truth, that the whole thing was a setup, manipulated from the very beginning.
And here is how it really went down. Eleanor, the COO, discovers Trevor's secret AI and the fact that Journy is a fraud. But instead of blowing the whistle, she sees the opportunity of a lifetime. She recruits Mackenzie, our investigator, because she recognizes a fellow predator. And together, they hatch an elaborate plan to kill Trevor, frame his enemies, and walk away with the most valuable invention in human history. And that's the final gut punch of a reveal. Mackenzie Clyde, the protagonist we've been rooting for, the person we thought was solving the case. She's the killer. Her entire investigation was one long, brilliant performance designed to mislead everyone and cover her own tracks.
This line, right at the end, perfectly captures Mackenzie's ice-cold worldview. It's a brutal, cynical ending that forces you to rethink everything. This book matters now because it's a chilling look at unchecked ambition in a world where technology is the ultimate power. Who should read this? If you love a smart, fast-paced thriller that isn't afraid to get dark, this is absolutely for you. If you need a hero to root for, maybe sit this one out. The story's lasting impression is a haunting question. What happens when the people smart enough to build the future are the same ones ruthless enough to steal it? This is the 10-Minute Book Guide, your weekly shortcut to deciding what to read next.